What if I told you that a simple dime, that tiny silver coin you carry every day, could actually be worth more than a brand new car? Sounds crazy, right? But it's absolutely true. Some Roosevelt dimes hiding quietly in old drawers, piggy banks, or forgotten coin jars have sold for thousands, and in some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars. These little coins, often ignored or spent without a second thought, have shocked collectors and auction houses with their unbelievable value. From rare silver strikes to minting, errors that slipped past the U.S. Mint's careful eyes. Each valuable dime carries a story, a twist of history that turned an ordinary 10-cent coin into a piece of treasure. Imagine finding one of those rare coins in your own change. That tiny moment of discovery could change your life forever. So before you toss that dime aside or pay it at the store, stop and take a closer look. You might be holding something far rarer than you ever imagined. Because today, we're diving deep into the world of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found. Stay till the end because one of these could be sitting right in your pocket. Now we will talk about the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered, coins. That look simple, but are worth an absolute fortune. These are the dimes that shocked collectors and broke records at auctions around the world. Let's begin with one of the rarest and most mysterious coins in American history, the 1975 No S-proof Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it looks just like any other dime. Same silver shine, same familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. But look closely. Something is missing. Right below the date, where you'd normally see a tiny S mint mark from the San Francisco. Mint! It's gone! That tiny missing letter transformed this coin from a regular dime into one of the most valuable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. In 1975, the San Francisco Mint was producing proof coins, high-quality, collector versions of regular coins, for proof sets. Every proof dime that year should have carried the S mint mark, but due to a rare human error, one single die was used without the mint mark, and a few proof sets were struck and released before the mistake was discovered. Only 2 examples of this legendary No S proof dime have ever been confirmed. Both were found in sealed proof sets sold directly to collectors, and when the first one surfaced, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Collectors couldn't believe it. How could such an obvious mint mark error go unnoticed by the U.S. Mint's strict quality control? But it happened. And that tiny mistake created one of the most valuable modern coins in history. In 2019, one of these ultra-rare No S proof Roosevelt dimes was sold at heritage auctions for a jaw-dropping $184 million. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents sold for nearly $2 million. This dime is not just a coin. It's a symbol of perfection gone wrong, of rarity born by accident, and of how small details can make a massive difference in the world of coin collecting. If you ever come across a 1975 proof dime without that S mint mark, you could be holding a piece of U.S. Mint history worth a fortune. Next on our list is another mysterious treasure that stunned collectors. When it was first discovered, the 1968 No S proof Roosevelt dime. This coin looks elegant and perfectly struck, just like every proof coin from that era. But if you look closely, you'll notice something unusual. The missing S mint mark once again. In 1968, the U.S. Mint resumed proof coin production at the San Francisco Mint, and every single proof dime was supposed to carry the S mint mark as a mark of origin. However, somehow, a few dimes were struck with dies that did not have the mint mark, an extremely rare mistake that turned an ordinary proof coin into a collector's dream. Only a handful of 1968 No S proof dimes are known to exist, and they are considered among the rarest modern errors ever made by the Mint. These coins were never meant to leave the facility, but a few slipped through the cracks and ended up in proof sets that reached collectors. When the first of these coins appeared on the market, it caused an immediate sensation in the numismatic world. Collectors realized they were looking at something special, a proof coin without its defining mint mark. Because of its rarity and the story behind it, the 1968 No S proof Roosevelt dime has fetched massive prices at auction. In one notable sale, an example in pristine condition was sold for over $40,000. Yes, $40,000 for a single dime. Today, this coin remains one of the most sought-after pieces in the Roosevelt dime series. For collectors, it represents the perfect blend of history, mystery, and minting error, proof that even a tiny missing mark can turn a small coin into a valuable masterpiece. Now we move to another legendary and highly valuable dime, the 1970 No S proof Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it looks just like any other proof coin from the 1970s, shiny, flawless, and beautifully detailed. But hidden within that perfection lies a mistake that made this coin a rare treasure. During 1970, all proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint, and every single one was supposed to carry the small S mint mark. But due to a rare minting oversight, one die was mistakenly prepared without the S. That single mistake resulted in a tiny batch of proof dimes with no mint mark at all, and only a few are known to exist today. Collectors call this variety the no S proof error, and it's one of the rarest in the entire Roosevelt dime series. Most of these coins were discovered inside sealed proof sets sold to collectors through the US Mint. Imagine opening a proof set and realizing your dime has no mint mark. You'd be holding a small fortune. Because of its extreme rarity, the 1970 no S proof dime has become a prized find for serious coin enthusiasts. Depending on its condition, this small silver beauty can fetch anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. And in pristine condition, some have sold for over $20,000 at major auctions. The no S errors of the late 1960s and early 1970s are a reminder that even in modern minting, perfection isn't guaranteed. A single missing letter, a simple oversight, can transform a 10-cent coin into a valuable piece of history. So if you ever get your hands on a proof set from 1970, take a close look at that dime. Because if it's missing the S, you might just be holding a $20,000 treasure in your hand. Moving ahead, we come to another spectacular rarity. The 1971 no S proof Roosevelt dime. This coin may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but to collectors, it represents one of the most fascinating and valuable mistakes in modern U.S. coinage history. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint was producing proof coins with the iconic S mint mark, just as it had done for years. Every proof dime from that year was supposed to display this mark of origin, but once again, fate and a small minting oversight created another numismatic legend. One of the dies used to strike proof dimes that year was missing the S mint mark. As a result, a small batch of 1971 no S proof dimes was minted and somehow released to collectors inside official proof sets. Only a few dozen examples are known to exist today, making this coin incredibly rare and highly sought after. When these dimes first surfaced, collectors were stunned. The no S pattern had already appeared in earlier years, but the 1971 version was proof that such minting mistakes could still slip through the Mint's strict quality controls, making it even more desirable for serious collectors. In recent auctions, these coins have fetched breathtaking prices. A 1971 no S proof Roosevelt dime in pristine condition has sold for between $15,000 and $20,000, depending on its grade and strike quality. That's an astonishing value for a coin with a face value of just 10 cents. The rarity of the 1971 no S dime, combined with its place in a series of famous mint mark errors, makes it a true collector's prize. It's living proof that history and huge value can sometimes be found in the smallest, simplest coins. So if you ever come across a 1971 proof set, take a magnifying glass and look carefully. If your dime is missing the S mint mark, congratulations. You might be looking at a small silver coin worth thousands. Now we move to yet another incredible error that continues to amaze collectors around the world. The 1973 no S proof Roosevelt dime. This coin carries a quiet mystery and a powerful reminder that even in an age of precision, perfection is never guaranteed. In 1973, the San Francisco Mint struck millions of coins, including proof sets for collectors. Each of those proof dimes was supposed to proudly display the small S mint mark, signifying its San Francisco origin. But once again, a small mistake created a monumental rarity. A single proof die was mistakenly left without the mint mark, and a very small number of proof dimes were struck and released before the error was discovered. Most collectors never noticed it at first. After all, who would expect a missing mint mark? But those who did found a treasure. To date, only a handful of 1973 no S proof Roosevelt dimes are known to exist. They have become one of the rarest varieties in the entire Roosevelt dime series. When one surfaces at auction, it instantly draws massive attention from serious collectors and investors. Depending on its condition and proof quality, the 1973 no S proof dime has been known to sell for anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000, and high-grade examples can bring even more. What makes this coin special is not just the missing S, it's the legacy of error that began years earlier, showing how even modern minting technology can sometimes make human-sized mistakes that turn small coins into treasures. So, the next time you come across a 1973 proof set, don't overlook the dime. That missing mint mark could be the difference between 10 cents and $10,000. Now let's talk about one of the last great Mint Mark Mysteries in the Roosevelt Dime series. The 1983 No-S proof Roosevelt dime. Unlike the earlier million-dollar rarities, this one is more recent, but its story is just as fascinating. By 1983, the U.S. Mint had learned from previous No-S mistakes and improved its quality control systems. But somehow, history repeated itself one final time. During the production of proof coins at the San Francisco Mint, a die was once again mistakenly prepared without the S mint mark. A small batch of proof dimes was struck and released to collectors before the error was caught. And just like that, another modern rarity was born. The 1983 No-S proof dime looks flawless. Deeply mirrored surfaces, sharp strike, and beautiful details. Everything you'd expect from a proof coin. But that missing mint mark is what makes it special, instantly separating it from millions of ordinary proof coins. Only a limited number of these coins exist today, making them extremely collectible. Depending on condition and certification, these dimes have sold for $500 to $2,000, with pristine examples fetching even higher prices at major coin auctions. What makes this coin so interesting is that it marks the final chapter of the famous No-S proof errors and a series of minting mistakes spanning from the late 1960s to the early 1980s. Each one tells a story of precision, human error, and unexpected fortune. So, if you ever find a 1983 proof set, take a close look at that dime. If it's missing the S, you've found a piece of history and a coin that collectors will pay handsomely to own. Now we travel back in time to one of the earliest and most intriguing errors in the entire Roosevelt dime series, the 1949 S/D mint mark variety. This coin isn't just rare. It's a fascinating glimpse into the minting challenges of the post-war era when human craftsmanship still played a huge role in the coin production process. In 1949, both the San Francisco Mint S and the Denver Mint D were preparing dies to strike Roosevelt dimes. But during that process, a mistake occurred. A die that had already been punched with a D mint mark from Denver was accidentally repunched with an S mint mark from San Francisco. The result? A dramatic S/D mint mark, where traces of both letters can be seen overlapping each other under magnification. This variety wasn't discovered right away. For years, these coins circulated unnoticed in pockets and change jars across America. But once collectors identified the error, it became one of the most talked about varieties of the Roosevelt dime series. Finding one in circulation today is nearly impossible. Most known examples are now in the hands of advanced collectors or grading companies. But if you're lucky enough to spot that overlapping mint mark, you could be looking at a coin worth a small fortune. Depending on its condition, the 1949 S/D Roosevelt dime can sell for anywhere between $500 and $5,000. And in pristine mint state MS-67 grades, it has reached prices of over $10,000 at major auctions. This dime is a perfect example of how small imperfections, a misplaced letter or a repunched mark, can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. So if you ever come across a 1949 S dime, grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look. That tiny mint mark could be hiding a big surprise. And there you have it. The top 7 most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. From the ultra-rare 1975 No-S proof dime worth nearly $2 million to classic minting errors like the 1949 S/D. Each of these coins proves that even the smallest piece of change can hide a massive fortune. These dimes might look ordinary, but behind their tiny frames lie stories of history, human error, and incredible luck. So before you spend that dime or toss it into your change jar, take a closer look. Who knows? Your pocket change could be hiding one of these rare treasures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories and hidden valuables from around the world. Stay curious, keep checking your change, and maybe one day you'll discover a coin worth more than you ever imagined.